Okay, so I thought I would just do a brief video to look back on today. So just to go through, I was asked to talk today at the CSP Retirement Association's get together in Exeter. They were looking at beyond to the future of physiotherapy, so looking back and looking forward. And it was around 50 people, I think, or majority which were retired physiotherapists who were having a get together. They're trying to promote the Retirement Association, so people who retire don't feel like they've dropped off. So when their careers end, their membership to the CSP and their belonging to the world of physiotherapy doesn't just stop, which I think is a fantastic idea. So first of all, it was an absolute privilege to be asked to talk, and I put my presentation together to go through where physiotherapy is now in terms of education. So I went through how it is at university and predominantly my experiences of physiotherapy education as I see it and as I've experienced it. The presentation went really well, and I thought I would just go through how this kind of what I've come away with from today. There was some really interesting talks, but I think most of it came from just chatting in the breaks at the lunch to some of the people there. It was some really friendly, as is the world of physiotherapy, a real passion for students, which was fantastic. I had an awful lot of people wanting to talk to me about sort of how I've got to where the physiotherapy career, and obviously it's quite apparent that I'm not straight out of university, straight out of school, but also they wanted to tell me about where their careers have been and what their experiences, and it was fascinating to listen to where physiotherapy's come from. I wonder if there are many other professions, health or otherwise, that have changed so significantly in what is, I suppose, 40 or so years. I'm sure they have, but it was really apparent today how much the profession has changed for the better, I think, probably. I think there are things that have changed that some people would disagree with that, but overall, physiotherapy is I came away thinking, or being quite proud of where physiotherapy is going, and really excited, because I think and as others mentioned, I'm probably in the most exciting time of physiotherapy, and I'm starting my career at probably the best time in terms of the amount of opportunities that are open to physiotherapists, the range and the scope of practice for physiotherapists now is huge. There is definitely a lack of awareness, I think, within the general public of how much physiotherapy does and how integral it is in part of hospital and community and healthcare in general. But I maybe hopefully through some of these videos I put out, if I do, I can maybe spread that, but I'm still going to reach a very small amount of people. But if lots of people shout it out, then people will know of how much we do and how fantastic the profession is. So that's it really. I think it was a really good showcase of physiotherapy today. You could see those who had retired there was almost an envy, I think, of where physiotherapy is now amongst some of them. Some of them disagreed. There was definitely some murmurs of disapproval of some elements of where the profession's gone. I think thinking particularly there on the massage front. I think from the media, social or otherwise, it would be, I think onlookers may see that physiotherapy has dropped all manual therapy and all hands-on treatment, and I think actually being a bit more inside, I think that's not necessarily the case. I think physiotherapy is just far more evidence-based, and our clinical reasoning for using interventions is more robust. is certainly getting there. And I have to say, my experience within the NHS so far is that it is a lot more forward thinking than I thought and was led to believe by some private practice. So presentation went really well. I enjoy doing that. I'm hoping within my career I can do more of it. I really enjoy speaking to groups of people. I don't know whether it's an ego thing, self-reflection, or what it is, but it's really it's great, and especially when it allows you to kickstart more of a conversation in things like that, in the lunch breaks and outside of that, and network with people who have got so much knowledge and experience to share. I think I'm probably unaware of some of the huge parts to play some of the people in that room. Rephrase that. I'm probably unaware of how important some of the things that these people in that room had done within physiotherapy, and some of the trailblazing that they would have done that have led to, one way or another, directly or indirectly, to where physiotherapy is now. So there were people in that room that, had it not been for them, I may not even be studying at Plymouth. People who pushed to have a physiotherapy school at Plymouth, people who pushed for lobbied government, and people who are currently. I was very proud to be sitting on the table with two of my lecturers. Heather Hunter gave a fantastic appraisal of where the profession is going forward and the future of physiotherapy, and I think it was really nice to have that near the end to fill people with optimism and enthusiasm of where physiotherapy is going, because it is incredibly positive. Okay, so I'm going to keep this really nice and short. I'm going to switch back to my respiratory placement tomorrow. Try and sort of hit the ground running there with where I was. So I missed today, so I'll have missed a significant amount of development with some of the patients, I'm sure. So I'll want to get up to speed on that. So I intend on getting in potentially a little bit earlier, maybe even having a look at some notes before we get together for our morning meeting, just so I can be up to speed with things and make the most of the day. So that's over and out, and hopefully let's give you an insight of today, and back to placement. Thank you very much.